Hi, fellas. Welcome to the Chronic Cast.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for hosting,
Thank you.
bro.
Thank you. Thanks for hosting.
Oh,
All right.
there is
We
definitely
got
Oh my goodness.
Junior from Chronic Old School, or Old School Chronic here, and then we've got Leo from Sanctuary Seedbank and Mr. Happy on.
What up?
What's up, everybody? So we're recording. It's live.
Yep, we're good.
All right.
Hey guys, I do have some
Hey
feedback
guys, I do
still.
have some feedback.
Are you making some adjustments, or should somebody just start? There's definitely echoes happening.
Yeah, this is just irritating me. Hold on a sec. I think I'm gonna go grab some
I think I'm gonna
headsets.
go grab some headsets.
I'll be back.
It's weird. It wasn't just doing that, was it?
You're real low, Tony. I can barely hear
I'm
you.
gonna put mine back on because I thought it was me. I don't.
No, I don't think it was you because everything was legit.
All right.
Everything was perfect.
Yeah, it's gone away now. So okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess I'll continue with the show and tell until we get back.
All right.
Acapulco Gold.
We've seen that. That's old news. It's fake news.
All right. All right.
Hold on, let me go grab one real quick, guys. I'm gonna grab one.
All right, brother.
At least I still know how to put a smile on your face.
This one's about to pop some roots here. Oh shit! There we go.
Oh
The
damn.
grow bags. I love the grow bags. Grow bags are these grow bags are my favorite, dude.
Got this one's grilled chicken from Mountain Fire Genetics, and he says it expresses like some like chicken terps and everything in the end. And he just put out the lemon chicken. I haven't popped that one yet, but it just kind of intrigued me. Like the odd terps and stuff really intrigued me. So I just want to see for myself if it really comes through. But that was one of my little special ones there. It's a little different.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever had a plant that came through with like some meat or like poultry terps before?
No, I haven't. So that's why
It,
I was skeptic.
it can happen. Yeah, I grew the 88G13 hash plant. It smelled like roasted turkey.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you might be getting some chicken here. Hopefully,
Nice.
some fried chicken.
Nice. Yeah, I've had
Damn,
like the beef terps, but never had the
da-
chicken.
da- damn it, Leo. You know how I like a weird challenge. So now you and I are gonna have to figure out how to create the lemon pepper wet.
That sounds fire.
Right. It's not even just the regular lemon pepper. It's the elusive lemon pepper wet.
I guess we're having some technical difficulties.
We're
So
gonna have to make a Buffalo Wild Wing strain based on lawsuit.
here's some seed packs.
Hmm.
Some seed packs. Prove that some people say we're not using the real genetics. I don't know. Like
Oh, hold on.
we
Hold on. We're doing seed tags. Hold
yeah.
on. Hold on. I didn't realize we were doing seed pack. Hold on.
This one,
Oh,
this
oh shit.
one. This is probably one that people don't see much.
Hold on. How do I turn this damn camera
You
around?
guys got me beat on all the old school stuff. I just recently started collecting again, so y'all got me beat. I got a nice box full of them, but nothing old school though.
What are we doing?
Oh,
What are we doing?
yeah.
Original Dominion skunk steel pack.
Yep.
What,
Dominion
what, what are we doing? CSI Humboldt fucking
Cali.
Calio S1.
Yep. Nice,
Doing
nice.
the the Jar Jar Stinks.
Yep.
The fucking Kentucky Bluegrass S1.
Mm.
Hold on, are all these packs sealed? Oh shit! I thought Mr. Happy only fucked with relabeled
Hey,
packs.
you there?
Right. We
Guys,
can.
can you hear me?
Yep.
What up?
Sounds like the echo's fixed.
Oh yeah.
Okay. God, I just, you know what? I try to do this on my computer. It looks like it's just going to be better on my phone. So sorry about that. Uh, that was a real fu for me right now. So I feel a little bit embarrassed by that, but I'm hoping we can recover here and get going here. So, all right. Well, Tony, I'm here.
All right.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
I would love to do this. Grateful that all of you guys came today, and I'm grateful that we have an audience, and I'm grateful that the Chronic family's here, and also anybody else who's never met us all before. I'm just grateful that everybody's here.
On. Now, all right, guys. If we want, we can go ahead and get it started. I'll have Junior go ahead and start it off. He can express his what he's got going on, what other issues may have with y'all, or whatever questions he has, and get it started. And then we'll maybe go to Leo to respond back, or whoever he's talking to. So we'll figure out how to go back and forth. But
Okay. How long
Perfect.
do we get to talk before we get to respond? So we don't just.
I'm going to go through that right now. So what I would like to do is just kind of open this up. In this podcast, this isn't a podcast about creating drama. This is about putting, the truth on the table, resolving what needs to be resolved, and getting what needs to be handled between some grown men here. And we're gonna have some honest answers. We'll answer directly. We'll have some apologies if needed on either side, and then hopefully we can just move this forward from there. I would love to give you an opportunity, Leo, honestly, first, and then if you could just, take 2 minutes, express anything that I've done wrong to you, or any harms that I've caused, or anything that I may need to fix or go through. I'm definitely willing to fix some things. So I just want to hear you out, and then I'm going to take a minute to reply to you, and then just make sure that I heard you correctly, and then I'll let Mr. Happy go through his piece. Then I'll also take a minute to reply to him and make sure I heard him. And then hopefully I can just answer and clean up this process and clean up this mess. And this will be, the shortest podcast ever. We're just kind of here as grown men to kind of heal and fix things and get things going. And then if there's any more because really I don't really even need to have any apologies on my side. If we go there, then we'll go there. But I'm trying not to go there. I just want to actually see if there's anything I can do for you guys.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, no, I respect that, because you've been sending me messages saying that you don't know why this is happening or anything. So I'll start. Keep it real simple, man. We're working together. I was doing a lot of work with you, a lot of plants that I selected, a lot of plants that I bred, and we ended up with creative differences. We ended up with differences of how we wanted to run the company, and I decided to leave. And after I decided to leave, I asked you if you were to use any of the genetics that I selected, pollinated, and bred. All you had to do was say where they came from, which you agreed to in a phone call with one other third party who can corroborate. And after I left, the opposite happened. You sold those genetics, never giving credit to where they came from, who selected them, who pollinated them. And I texted you multiple times asking you to follow through with your word. I have those text messages. And you basically said, F you, I don't like you, you're never going to get credit from me. I don't care where the seeds came from, who bred them, you did it, or who bred them before you. So this is an easy fix. You can either get rid of all the genetics that I created, Or you can put at the top of the strain description of every genetic that it came from me, that I had a hand in that, Leo at Sanctuary Seed Bank. And I checked your website, and it's at least 90% of your website.
Okay, is that it? I just
That's
want to
it,
make
man.
sure we're clear on that.
That's it, man. And that's it.
Okay,
I don't.
that's pretty simple. I have no problem doing that. I don't really. I do want to get one. I just want to rephrase what you said so that I know that you know that you've been heard correctly. What I'm hearing from you is that you've done some work with me. We both did work together. In that work, you want to be credited for the work, period. And
Correct.
now there may just need to be a couple definitions. I mean, or I don't even mind crediting you on everything. To be honest with you, I have no problem doing that. That's not my issue. I honestly, I didn't even know that that was the issue. And maybe
Hmm.
you did text me. That's fair enough. I'm sure that in our anger, we probably text each other many weird things, and I don't remember half of the shit that I said. Um, you know, sometimes it's just part of the day. You're having a good day, having a bad day, and that's something you need to grow in personally. I do have uh, I have some things that I'm working on personally on how to respond versus react, and I think that's something I just need to grow up and become a better man doing. But so with that said, I would love to fix this. Um, Now you said that 90%. Now, if what happens if I cross something? Let's just say I used a genetic that you brought to the table. I crossed it to something that you also brought to the table, but it's now a cross of something that I did the work on. Is that also in that frame?
Well, it's like this, like the Super Silver Haze. Okay, I got a Super Silver Haze from Greenhouse Seed Company, and I got another Super Silver Haze from a selection of Greenhouse Seed Company. So when I bred it, it goes, I selected this female from Greenhouse Seed Company. They made the seeds, and I selected the male from Greenhouse Seed Company seeds. Right? So like no matter like how far you go down the line, it's like you selected the seed that I made. So it's like, yeah, I would appreciate that.
Okay. So, like for instance, let's talk about the above and beyond. The
Mm-hmm.
above and beyond is a seed that you purchased many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Great male, awesome
Mm-hmm.
males. I loved them. We used them in a project while you were,
Well,
technically
I'm gonna have
working
to
with
cut you off right there because that's not true. I'm sorry.
me.
I selected the Above and Beyond and bred with it before I even joined your company.
Okay.
That was the original reason you asked me to join, is because I came along and you were like, I need some more seeds. And I'm like, well, I've been working on this for the past year. I selected this Above and Beyond. I crossed it to Grape Stomper. I made Above and Beyond F2s. I made a Galactic Dog
Okay.
Walker.
Know that. I forgot that part.
And then you were like, oh yeah, let's do it, man. Let's release those seeds on my website. And I was like, dude, I need money. So, I'm a nobody. You already got a website going. Let's do it. Let's team up. You
Okay.
know, that's how it started. But I mean, let's be honest, you've never seen the Above and Beyond mail in front of you.
I didn't.
No, it never touched your hands. It never brought it over to your house. I brought over
What was that? What were all those males that were at my house then?
those were Galactic Dog Walker males.
Ah, oh, that's right. You're correct.
Yeah,
My apologies. Those were Galactic Dog Walker. Galactic Dog Walker is Dog Walker times the above and beyond, and
correct.
we used those males in a project together. Correct?
No,
No.
no, not correct. So what happened was we had the greenhouse project, right, that I filled up with all these clones that I made, right? And we transplanted them all, filled up that greenhouse. And then you wanted to use Hellraiser OG as the males. You had four big, badass, crazy looking males. You went on vacation, and while you're on vacation, every single one of those males hermed, right? And then you said, we're going to use them. Those are badass males. I don't care that they hermed. And then I said, no, we're not going to use them. And I chopped them down and threw them away before you ever came home from vacation.
I don't remember that piece, and I would usually not, but that's just
And then what happened was I took my AK-47 male pollen from my house, brought it over to the greenhouse, and I pollinated that entire greenhouse with AK-47 pollen. Those Galactic Dogwalker mills were outside somewhere in your field, far away from the greenhouse.
so you're saying that
I don't know what came of them.
males herm, which means they had female traits.
Correct.
Yeah, I didn't see that. So and again,
You
I was
didn't
on
see it,
vacation.
yeah. I sent you pictures. You're on vacation, and I said, bro, I have to chop these, otherwise this whole crop is ruined.
Yeah, well, again, I don't remember a lot of those details because I was in the middle of a vacation. You were at my house taking care of my garden,
Hmm.
and there was also a whole other selection I remember of skunk seed that all turn male as well, and we had to get rid of those. And those were from Kentucky, the Kentucky skunk variation.
Well,
And
yeah, those are from Wadata. Those are Wadata Rasta's Kentucky Pure Skunk. They ended up all being males, but I recloned them, right? I recloned them and gave them back to you as clones, and then I don't know what came of those either.
okay, well, we ended up getting rid of those as well. So, all right, so let's just get clear. There's a couple subjects here. One is giving you credit to where credit's due. Now, there's also the flip side of that, right? Are you also willing to do the things, when you receive clones from me? I mean, again, I can't even say that I want credit if you got a clone from me because I never really created the clone, right? So if these mother
Exactly.
clones like I don't know, let's
Like
just say
headband or something like that. Like you don't,
I
no
don't know.
one.
There was a bunch of clones that you ended up receiving from me
Well, I got
throughout.
clones from Father Lime Tree, technically.
Well, Father Lime Tree, you didn't get them from him. Actually, technically, he gave them to me, and then you got them from me. So that's kind of technically what happened. But that's probably just my opinion on this one. We might just have to disagree, but that's kind of when I
Yeah.
talked to Father Lime Tree.
Usually
Well,
credit
I
comes with like a selection being made or work being done, not just somebody handing you a clone that was selected 30 years ago.
totally get that. Well, my Super Silver Haze, didn't you use that in a project?
I did, and your name's on my website. It's been there since day one.
And it says cat piss on there. Is that what you
JR's,
used?
JR's.
It actually says OSC cat piss
Yeah, your
times
company name,
Sanctuary Super Silver
Well,
Haze.
it's on my website.
I did not know that as well. There's a couple things. One, I'm too busy working. I'm not paying attention to certain details. I got other shit going on, and quite frankly, I didn't realize that this was that important to you. And even if you texted me 3 or 4 times and are breaking up, there was some bad communication that was happening on both sides. And when you're in a breakup, in a sense, it's very dramatic filled. There's a lot of emotions filled on both sides. Nobody likes each other. And then we get into a miscommunication or a misunderstanding. And then there's a lot of fuck you. How about fuck you? And then when that happens, nothing really gets resolved. Nobody hears anybody anymore. And everything just goes to shit. So no problem. So Grape Stomper, is that something that you gave me? That's a clone again. You didn't create it, but do you want credit on that?
No, that's a Gage Green breeder cut. I don't get credit on Grape Stomper, but the Grape Stomper
Totally.
BX,
Okay, now
Grape
we're on the
Stomper,
same
Grape
page. Okay.
Stomper BX, that's another story, right? When I bred the Grape Stomper BX, that's the Grape Stomper times Above and Beyond, which Above and Beyond is Alien OG Grape Stomper BX2. When I
And
bred that, you were like, that's not a real Grape Stomper BX. And now I see you selling Grape Stomper BX with this. You
actually, I
selected them
hit the
and you used
the
the seeds that I made.
BX2. Well, I didn't say that it wasn't a real BX. First of all, I don't remember saying that as well. That's probably something that you heard. I didn't say. But bottom line is, I think it is a Grape Stomper BX because it was a BX2. It was
Well,
Alien
obviously, you're
OG
selling it as
times
a Grape Stomper
BX2.
BX.
Now I took that and I took it to the next level with a BX2 versus just a BX1.
Yeah.
So
And what was the
now
mail you used? What was the
do I
mail?
need to give you credit for the BX2 as well?
If you used a male that came out of the seeds that I made, yeah, because I selected the Above and Beyond male to match the Grape Stomper clone. So I was specifically breeding for a year, selecting towards the Grape Stomper clone. So I
When the
selected
Grape
that.
Stomper BX, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, I spent a year growing those Above and Beyond, comparing them with the Grape Stomper clone because I wanted to make the Grape Stomper BX. I selected the most matching male to the Grape Stomper female
Okay,
to make those Grape Stomper BXs. So the seeds that came out of that were very true to type of Grape Stomper. Okay, so
got it.
yeah,
Okay,
if you selected a male out of those seeds to hit back against the Grape Stomper again, then yeah, I believe I deserve credit on that.
okay, so that's interesting. I don't know these levels. This is not stuff I pay attention to. I don't really do projects with people like this. So I appreciate your intellect behind these things. I have no problem giving you credit for all of that.
Thank you.
No worries. Is there any? There's also been this thing about me stealing pictures. I just kind of want to address that too. You have a skunk picture up that honestly, that was a mistake. I told you that it was a mistake. I sent you information saying, hey, bro, I'm so sorry. I accidentally picked that picture. I thought it was one of those skunk pictures that I picked, or that we did with that guy from Kentucky, and they look very similar. They have big, broad, fat leaves, and apparently I had your picture in my phone because we were working together, and then I had a bunch of those pictures. But I was scrolling through, I found that picture, and I was like, okay, I'll post this. Little did I know it was actually not the right picture, but the intention wasn't to steal pictures. It was just a mistake, and then I immediately took it down. So I want that to be something that's said. I also have been hearing a lot of weird stuff about me stealing pictures. Again, there's been like 4 situations, and quite frankly, I want to address them all because I feel like today's been a big day of just getting clean and clear. I don't steal pictures. I have 1,000 videos, 3,000, 4,000 videos over years and years and years of time with plants. Most of my voices are on the plants, showing you my voice doing all the work. So there's really no real intention for me to steal a picture. Now, every blue moon, I'm doing work kind of fast, and I needed a placeholder, which I made a mistake doing that. I shouldn't have had placeholder pictures from online. I should have actually just put my logo. But I was in a hurry, had an employee doing that. She just grabbed what I told her to do. I was trying to get her to do it fast. She did some mistakes. I didn't even pay attention to it, to be honest with you, because I probably never sold those strains anyways, because normally if they come up, then I'll see the pictures. But if they're not, they're on my website down deep. I'm not really paying attention to stuff like that. I'm kind of just doing work right now, breeding and doing the other work. So I did have a chance to go through my website. I saw a couple that weren't even mentioned, to be honest with you. I was like, I'm not even sure about this, but if I'm not sure about it, I'm taking it down anyways. So, quite frankly, there's pictures that I've taken that I don't even, sometimes I'm like, fuck, is that my picture, or is that the picture that, because most of my pictures are on my phone or mine. But again, if something like that happened, I took it all down. I took responsibility for it, and if it affected anybody in the community, I also I let them know today that I'm definitely willing to give refunds. I'm willing to trade out anything that needs to be traded. So I wanted to make sure that my intention was never to steal photos, right? And then there was a thing with archive too, very weird thing. I don't really want to get too far into the details of that, but the archive thing was kind of weird. I bought a clone, or technically, uh, my partner bought a clone 6 years ago from him, from Green Dragon. Green Dragon then stated that it was correct, and he got it from Derek, an in-house breeder of his. Once that was purchased, or once that was gathered, it was given to Greenhouse, or excuse, Green Dragon rather. It was given to Green Dragon as the actual 18 Do cut. But unfortunately, uh, Archive doesn't believe he released that. And so that was kind of an issue there too. So I said, well, if we purchased a cut and it was from a legitimate clone place, how what's going on here? Is did we just get faked out and we paid a bunch of money, and there was a big deal. I talked to uh, the partner, and he was basically saying this was a huge deal, man. They sold it to us for a lot of money. They made a big deal out of having that clone there, and then finally there was a lot of communication that actually happened between Green Dragon and Archive, and they decided just to take it down. And then as I saw that, I was like, whoa. So that basically means that maybe that clone wasn't real, or maybe we do have a real clone. I don't know. Who freaking knows? I just took it off my website just to make sure that if there's any doubt, take it off.
Yeah,
Clean that
that's
shit
our
up.
job as breeders to run things and verify them first before taking people's money.
Correct, right? So we had run that for 6 years. We thought it was it. The only way to verify would be to go, hey, Mr. Archive, why don't you bring your joint? I'll bring my joint. We'll sit down and the plants look alike, right? All the pictures look alike. So
I don't think so.
well, I think so. So at any rate, they all look very, very similar. Now,
It's
with
just
that said, it could be his seed. My seeds look almost identical to the mother's 99% of the time. Why? Because I breed correctly. Now, if that's a situation and that was just a great breeding project and it was a seed, I get it. But again, I grabbed a photo from the source. You would think that would be, and again, it wasn't even me. It was planned. It was a person who I hired, but I take responsibility. I had that photo put on It was a source picture. Thought it was fine. Thought it was actually the way to do it. Because if I didn't have the photos from our partner, well, immediately I wanted to make sure that I had something up that represented the strain correctly. But apparently that was the bad move. Immediately, I apologized to Archive publicly, and I also took that. I'm basically just not going to sell that clone anymore. So that was finished, right? So now we had a couple other issues. Again, I'm just trying to go through some weird pictures that were taken from online as placeholders. All that stuff's been removed. Not many of them, probably like 3 or 4 of them, but still, nonetheless, I ended up taking them all down. Now, aside from that, I really don't want to talk about any drama that I have on my side. I kind of just want to resolve this and squash this. I do want to hear Happy's side though. If he has any resentments, if he has anything, he's spending the time to come here. Um, if we can squash this easy, and what you're looking for is credit, and we're clear with these pictures not being stolen. These are just dumb business moves that I did, you know, and they were unfortunate overlooks, and they have been fixed. If we can get through this easy, this is a no-brainer. This will be the shortest podcast ever. We can continue having a fun conversation, and we can just kind of move forward from here. But Mr. Happy, do you have anything you want to say that you're resentful for, or anything that I did to you as well?
Bro, I'm simple. As long as Sanctuary is good, I'm good, man. Like it, love it, hate it. It is what it is, man. The reason why I chose to get behind Sanctuary and support Leo is because out of everybody in the last like 5 years that I chose to share seeds with, he's the one person that exactly what I asked him to do, he did it. The first time, no questions, no excuses. All I asked, and mind you, these were genetics that he paid for out of his own pocket. He said, what do you want? I said, all I ask is just if you get a male and you get a female, before you do any breeding projects with it, F to it, do a seed increase, put those seeds back out there so that they're not so hard to find for everybody. Save me a pack, and if you can, give me credit for it. That I'm the person that did the work and put in the time to find those seeds. Him being the guy that he is, he was like, nah, man, I gotta do this. I'm like, nah, I don't need all that. This is what I need. And he did it.
Beautiful.
That's why I got behind him. So as long as Sanctuary's good, I'm good. I got zero complaints.
Now, I do have some stuff with you that I either want to address and then apologize for, or also probably receive an apology as well. I really don't need it, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to seek an apology. It's not what I'm here for. I'm here to heal and grow and just kind of clean this all up. But I do want to address something that maybe I can apologize to you for. Um, so, Mr. Happy, I don't think that anybody in this industry has ever gotten your back as much as I have. You know, and when I mean that, I mean it straight up. I don't think anybody who spent more time, more money, more resources. I've given you everything. I gave you seeds. I gave you tons of seeds, like 500, a big pack of seeds so you can sell, pay your rent. I've done auctions for you. I crushed it for you. I gave you most of the proceeds for that. Not only that, but I gave you a pound of weed. There was a whole bunch of stuff that I did for you and I gave to you more than probably anybody in this whole community probably ever has given to you. And I did that all out of my heart, out of a brothership. No payback, no need for it. It was because I wanted to help you. Now, in that, you did give me some seeds as well. And some of that was gifts. Some of that was gifts to me because of the kindness that I had given to you. You wanted to kind of pay it forward and be a good man and give me a bunch of seeds. And I was like, cool, thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Some of it you wanted ran. And I had just received a whole bunch of clones from the authentic mothers of most of those genetics or different kinds of genetics. And I thought, if I'm going to spend my time breeding, I'm going to have to breed with the original mothers of all these strains to be able to create authentic seeds that are closer to the original mothers instead of potentially something that was bred down and I'm not sure what it's going to be. So I chose to work on those more authentic, I guess, if per se. I don't want to call it the seeds not authentic, but I would definitely say they were closer to the mother. They were the mothers, basically, right? So I made off the direct mothers. In that case, what ended up happening is my time did go to that, my projects, my energy, my electricity, my money, my light bill, everything went to creating these seeds for the public so that we can get these amazing mothers that we have bred and gone through all those projects, right? So when I went through all that, I didn't mean to just, I did try to run some of them, and of course I did run some, and they were great. And you know, so I owe you an apology, I guess, if that's what I'm trying to get to, is that I chose a different direction. And I did think that most of those were gifts, you trying to repay me back. So I didn't see it as I'm in a hurry to breed with those. I don't know if that's how you saw it, but that's how I saw it. I thought, wow, he's just paying me back for all the stuff I've done for him. And that's all good. Thank you for that. I'll run them when I have some time. And I'll try to get to those on my next project. But yet, that just obviously we have another situation I really don't want to get too far into. But that just didn't happen. And I wasn't able to do that. So, again, my apologies on you sending whatever you wanted to me, and I wasn't able to send it back quickly to you. Life happens, and it is what it is. Okay. Well, are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, brother. Well, I guess I'm kind of done. I've spent, a lot of the day thinking about a lot of things and trying to get clear. Are we good, Leo? If I go back and I'll try to fix a bunch of those things tonight or tomorrow. One last thing. One last thing before we go and we all leave. Would you guys mind that in resolving this, that we take down all those posts that we've been making a negative about anybody, me, you, anybody? All the slander, all the negative stuff, all the whatever it is, whatever, if it's negative, and if anybody says anything negative from here on out, if you can just not, we don't all have to be super buddies and friends anymore. I get it. If things just aren't going to work, it's all good. But at least we can have our own business, do our own thing, be respectful, take down all the negative posts, not be slandering each other, not, try to mention derogatory things. And then if somebody says something bad about you guys, I'm not going to get jumping into that. I'm just going to ignore it or just walk away from it or basically defend you and say, no, that's not true. But if you guys can do that for me as well, that way we can have a good community vibe again and we can get this finished and be like gentlemen and fix this completely. Is that something you guys are willing to do?
Leo, if it's okay with you, I'd like to answer that on both of our ends, and I'll let you go first.
All right. Yeah, man. I have I'm fully loaded with breeding projects. Every 3 weeks, a breeding project is finished. The selection is being finished. I have so much work. I have a family. I homeschool my children. I work a part-time job. So I really don't have the time or energy to fight these fights. I fully intended to walk away and just do my work. I just had those simple stipulations that I asked of you. So once I saw you posting things that I had to speak up, so I don't want to do that. I'd like to just continue my work and do my work. So yeah, dude, I have no problem taking down posts and looking the other way as long as you follow through with your word that you originally gave.
Wonderful. I'll do the same on my side.
100% exactly what Leo said. As long as it's done on both ends, and as long as it's upheld on both ends, we're all good.
Wonderful. It sounds like we're in agreement as gentlemen. And, sometimes it's weird how things end, or things begin. But as long as it ends in a good way or it continues to flow in a better way. You know, everybody has lessons here. I'm sure everybody's learned. Um, I definitely can speak for myself. I've definitely learned more lessons than I can count right now. So, fair enough, gentlemen. I bid you the best. I wish you the best of luck in your businesses. I'll support you. You don't have to support me, but if you can, that's great. But I will definitely tell people you guys are great. You're respectful, and you did a great job on the podcast, being respectful gentlemen. I got nothing but respect for that. I got no hate for you. Matter of fact, I'm forgiving a lot of stuff in my mind that I did have hate for you on, but that's all my emotional bullshit that I got to deal with. So you just showed me a very, very beautiful character. I can't hate that. I can only love that.
I do got one thing, guys. I usually ask my guests one question, at the end of this. Like, what does the cannabis plant mean to you, and what is the plant itself done for you? Like, like your trials and tribulations, as it caused you a lot of pain or a lot of suffering, getting busted by the cops or anything like that. Like, what has this plant done for you, and what does it mean?
Leo, do you mind if I answer that first?
Absolutely, go for it, bro.
To me, the cannabis plant has been truth. Absolute, unadulterated, unfiltered truth. In all of its chaotic, ugly, and beautiful glory. It has been more pain than it has been peace. But in that pain has been growth, has been wisdom, has been education. And that's the thing that I love about cannabis is that it allows you that introspective thought, that inner reflection to learn from failure, to learn from growth, because it removes the ego. It allows you to set the ego aside long enough to think absent yourself and outside of yourself to learn from all truths. And that's been my experience with it. And I think that that is what it should represent. And I hope that's what people will find from it.
Pretty solid
Not
answer.
just fun, not just fun, not just good times, not just feeling good, because it definitely can be that. But it is a path to truth, no matter what that may be, first and foremost.
And respect that. All right.
Beautiful, man.
Who's next here?
Leo, do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, man. I mean, just like Happy said, it's a teacher, it's a companion, it's a passion, it's a hobby, it's a form of self-expression. Um, you know, it's not easy to do it the right way. There's sometimes the projects don't work out. Sometimes plants are not what they're supposed to be, and you got to cut them and start over and start, back to the drawing board. They say nothing that's worth doing is easy. It couldn't be more true about this breeding. Um, it's kind of a thankless job, like you do it for the love of it these days. And I've made a lot of personal sacrifices, to uphold my end of agreements that I've made. People share a lot of genetics with me and put a lot of faith and trust in me. And following through, on your word can come at a price sometimes, time with your family, you know, time, just time. So yeah, it's one of the hardest things I've done, but one of the most rewarding things I've ever done, and I'll never stop doing it.
Respect. Respect.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, and there's so many memories that come, from 15 years old, hiding plants in the trees from my mom, to doing my first indoor green, my indoor room with just like these, doing my first video with VHS. I remember doing an actual video. I mean, I literally went to Canada, stuck seeds in my butt crack to sneak them over before I was even 18. I mean, there was literally so much history. My whole life is literally surrounded by cannabis. Like everything I do, everything I've done for the last 30 years since has literally been cannabis. And I smoke the best there ever has been on the planet, without a doubt. I've been gifted some of the most incredible strains that I've ever seen in my life. I'm I'm so lucky to be able to see the original mothers when other people don't even have never even truly smoked OG before. They don't even have a reference point to what it actually tastes like. I'm I felt so gifted, being able to participate in the cannabis community, being able to give. I had podcasts with certain characters. I've had lessons learned. I've had humbling moments. I've had mistakes done. I've had great successes. I've literally have traveled the whole gamut of emotions from hate to love. And in the end, she's really Santa Maria. She's a spiritual plant. She's a teacher, a giver, a lover, and she can actually put you in a dark place if you smoke too much too often. There's a lot of a double-edged sword with her, so you got to respect her. You can't just be a stoner all day long, every day, all day long, every day. And I'm guilty of it, smoking blunts all day, every day, all day, every day. And then I have to kind of respect her because, one, the high is not the same anymore, and now it's just a bad habit that I've gotten into. And even though, it's fun, but it can also tear apart your life if you're not wise about what you're doing with it. Right. But then it adds so much to your life if you just do it right. Meditation, yoga, gifting. I mean, even Bob Marley said it wisely. He says, people, I mean, this is not quoting him, but in reference to what he was trying to say, he said, if people that are afraid to look inside themselves do not smoke cannabis. You have to be willing to look inside to be okay with cannabis, because cannabis will make you look at yourself, and the people that are afraid of looking at themselves won't smoke cannabis. So with that said, guys, it's been my life. It's been a beautiful journey. Thank you so much, and thank you guys for your time, your respect, your honor. I would say it like this: respect and honor.
Sure. All right. Well, I'm glad I could bring a neutral table here for you guys to be able to speak on this. And I hate to see people at each other, especially companies or seed makers like you guys or breeders, that you guys don't need to be going at each other like that online. And then people just like they tag team, like say Leo's followers, they'll come if they see him getting attacked by some of your followers, like and vice versa. Like you guys don't need that drama. You both got families. I'm sure. I know Leo just said he's got a family, so he needs to be able to to make this business strive just like you. I'm sure you want your business to be good. You guys don't need all the negative stuff, and that's what the main thing I wanted was to make sure that you guys could, if you couldn't squash this beef, just maybe end it online or just something to where it's not so detrimental to your companies. Like I was looking at it from the outside. I know that both places, both of you guys have some pretty nice cultivars, pretty unique strains and stuff going on there. That's why I know you'll both have something to offer everybody here. So, and there's plenty of room. There shouldn't be a bunch of fighting and negative stuff on the internet over little stuff. But you're right, people make mistakes, but and it's all, you guys cleared the table here today. So,
Well, I just noticed the chat's kind of popping off.
oh,
Like I said at the
Yeah.
beginning, I
These
didn't want
are
to
the
I didn't
things.
want to get I
Yeah,
didn't
these are the
JR
things.
JR
Leo's.
said JR
Sorry.
said, "Hey, I don't want to start dragging people's drama and bullshit into this." So I started it with, okay, we had professional differences and a professional agreement that wasn't met. So I started on that level, so we didn't have to get into the deep weeds. But at the end of the day, you know, there's people, and I don't think they deserve to be ignored. There's someone here that asked a question. Why are you in my DMs telling me that Leo broke into your house and stole things from your house?
So here's what I'm going to say about that too. Rumors, to me, rumors. I tried to avoid talking about that respectfully here because I don't want to bring more drama to the table. I'm trying to close the drama chapter, but it seems like you, rumors, have something to say, and I respect you. But the fact that you're trying to open up more drama, and yes, I may have said some things, and again, I apologize for having emotional outbursts and saying some things, but rumors, this is a time where you just kind of keep to yourself and you just watch gentlemen work here and just forgive each other and kind of move through it. Because I could
J
bring up some stuff if things went wrong, and I don't want to
J
bring up things.
Jr. Bro, you and me were friends for a year, man. For years. We may have our differences, we may have our beef, man, but I think you still remember the friendship that we had, and I think that you still respect me, just like I respect you, man. And one thing that I know that you always said that you respected about me was my honesty and how real I am. Okay? So now this is my time to speak. So let me be real, man. You can't blame a person if they're telling you that's something that you literally mentioned this morning. That was the exact words that he mentioned. You mentioned it this morning, and now it's hours later, and we're changing the tune. Now that's understandable if people have realizations. If people have realizations can happen instantaneously. That's one of the beauties of life. Realizations can happen instantaneously, with or without cannabis. But we can't attack somebody for being confused. We can't attack somebody or make somebody feel less than for needing clarification of what changed between a couple hours ago and now.
Yeah,
Because they're
no,
not living your reality, they're not living your experience. They don't know the changes and the realizations that you've had between a few hours ago and now. And
sure.
that's what they're looking for. They're looking for clarification.
Well, rumors. Let me help you, and let me help myself here. Alex is or Mr. Happy's correct. Uh, you don't deserve that. So, but it does kind of feel like you're, egging things on to go to the next level. There was some things that were unfortunately, you know, there were just some things that happened, and I really don't want to talk about them to be honest with you because I'm trying to squash beef. Those are the next level of the beef, and really, I don't even need an apology. I just want to forget about it and forgive it and move forward. But if there was just some seeds that were missing. Let's just say, and I don't want again. This is not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to now at this point cause more beef, but it feels like I'm being pushed into it, and I'm actually trying to stop it. So, what would you do if you were me?
Fine.
Right. Yeah. Well.
I'm asking the question. What should I do? Should I just back away from this? Should I answer the? Should I push it forward? I don't want to hurt anybody anymore. I'm done hurting people. I'm ready to heal this, not to hurt anything. I don't want to bring up anything anymore. I'm done. This is we're supposed to be friendlies now.
Okay, I
Whatever
mean, I can
happened,
clear it
I
up.
can forget
I can
about it.
clear it up for you. I mean, I can clear it up for you. You know, you you got a bunch of those old seeds from Happy, like you said. You gave him some help. You gave him some flour that maybe wasn't that good, but he gave you seeds, and eventually those seeds are going to die. Some of those seeds are 30, 40 years old, man. It's 1969 Acapulco Gold. So what ended up happening was, like you said, old school chronic. Once you got your hands on my Grape Stomper and Above and Beyond, you were tunnel vision on Grape Stomper. That's just like, oh, we're going to focus on Grape Stomper and Dog Walker. So when that happened, Mr. Happy asked you, hey man, um, if you're not planning on popping those seeds anytime soon, I'd like to get them back because I'm going to start my grow up again. And that's what he asked you, and you said, no problem, bro. Those are your seeds.
I did actually, and there were texts sent. There are screenshots of those texts. I have screenshots of those texts. Leo has screenshots of those texts. I very specifically asked you because yes, I had fallen into some tough times. Yes, there were some auctions had. Yes, I did send you some seeds as a gift, friend to friend, because you had stated that you weren't sure how much longer you were going to be doing this. You felt like you were going to possibly retire. And I asked you, well, if you're going to go out, you're going to go out with a bang. What do you want to do? You said OG. Well, not only did I send you seeds of every single OG strain that I had in my collection and every single OG cross that I had in my collection, but I also sent you a fuck ton of seeds. If you remember, I actually sent you like two, three of the largest boxes that they have at the USPS. And then some time passed. I started to get back on my feet. I had moved back to Indiana. I had started to get in a better place. I had gotten some new grow equipment. I was going to start growing again. I was going to start planning on breeding first and then growing next. And I had asked you, I had said, hey, bro, it kind of seems like you're focused on some other projects. I don't want those seeds to go bad. If you're not planning on popping them soon, I'd like the opportunity to work them and get them back out there. And this was when we were still on the best of terms. And I was like, not just doing it for me, but just doing it for the community, doing it for the company, doing it for everybody. And I was like, I want to work them. I want to get it right. And I was like, obviously anything that you want to work, you can work. Anything that you know that you're going to get to soon, you're going to, make it a priority, you can keep. Anything else, I'd like the opportunity to work it. And your response was, of course. They were your seeds to begin with, bro. Like, whatever you want back, you can have back. And it was shortly after that you went on vacation. I had initially asked Leo to grab the seeds for me. And then while you were on an extended vacation, one thing led to another. We'll keep that long story short. And we parted ways. And Leo specifically asked me, and I texted you this. I texted you this. Again, this is in text. Leo asked me, what do you want me to do with these seeds? And I said, bro, everything that I've asked you to do, you've done. I've asked you to pop them. I've asked you to work them. I've asked you to put them back out there. I've asked you to give me credit as being the one that resourced those genetics, found them, hunted them down, found them, got them back for the community, and he did it. And so I said, if you're going to continue doing that, continue doing that. And that was a decision that I made. And that was a decision, and we'll just leave it at that you resented me for. And that's okay. That's your choice. I'm not here to control your emotions. I'm not here to regulate your emotions. But that's the fact of the situation. That's the truth of the situation, absent any emotion, absent any twisted narrative, is that I asked for the seeds back. You stated that I could have the seeds back. You stated that they were mine to begin with. And that was initially how they were reacquired. And then Leo, man to man, asked me what I wanted him to do with them. And I made the decision that I wanted him to work them and preserve them as they were intended to be to begin with.
Okay, I hear you. Let me repeat back to what you said, so you know that I heard you. You're saying that there were seeds there. that were supposed to be sent back to you. You didn't want them seeds to die, so you asked Leo to grab them out of my house while I was on vacation, and then either work with them or do whatever you needed to do. And that was the part that I didn't really want. And forgive me, Leo, I'm not trying to say anything right now because I actually forgive you for everything already. I'm trying to squash beef. I'm not trying to bring it up. But since we're going to be respecting everything, I guess I kind of, if we have to go here, there was a situation, and I'll speak very clearly about this. Mr. Happy, I did a lot for you, more than anybody has ever probably done for you, and you know that, and I know that, because you're my bro, and I got your fucking back, and there ain't nobody who got your back like I did. Nobody. Not fucking none of your best friends. I'm the fucking guy who fucking went to fucking bat for you. Then you gave me a lot of seeds, were my gifts. Whether I ran them or not, they were for me. You asked for 4 specific ones back. Only 4 out of packs and packs. I'm talking, you sent me so many seeds, it was like fucking unbelievable. And then, after, again, please forgive me, Leo, because this is not what I want to bring up right now, and it's already forgiven. But, Leo and I had a big disagreement, a falling out, and it wasn't a nice one. It was very upset, very bitter. Basically, we told each other to go fuck yourself, and and we mutually said that, and we were both pretty angry at that moment. And unfortunately, I guess you gave him permission to go into my house while I wasn't there and grab the seeds. And he didn't grab the 4 that you wanted back. He grabbed the whole pack, the whole fucking collection, and he was the only person who knew where they were. So. And I'm good now because I don't really need seeds. It wasn't a big deal. At that point, I was hurt by it. But let's just be clear about the facts, because if we're going to speak facts, I want to make sure at least the facts are said correctly, and at least from both sides. And I totally get it if I know that Leo grabbed them. Why? Because you told me, Happy. You said, yeah, I told him to grab them, and that's where it hurt me, and that's where the pain came, because I was like, bro, you don't know what just happened between Leo and I. And again, this is not right now, though. This is past stuff. You don't know what happened between us. He wasn't my friend, and you were my friend. And so I thought for sure you would have gotten my back. Why would you get his back when you barely even know him? But you didn't, and you got his back. And I was like, oh, I felt so violated at that point. I was like, oh my God, this is fucking. That's when I had a blowout with you, and I told you to go fuck yourself. Again, forgive me for that, but that was the emotional part of that day. And then I cut both of you off for that situation. And then at that point, that's when all hell went loose, and I basically, this whole thing happened. But again, somewhere in between there is the truth, right? Your truth, my truth, somewhere in between is the real truth. But that's nor here nor there now. These are things that happened. I'm willing to forgive it. I don't care what happened. I wish that it didn't even come up, but maybe it did need to get cleared out. Maybe rumors is right. Maybe I just needed to get it cleared out. And so it's said, and it is what it is. And I don't know what your guys' response on that, but it did hurt when it happened.
So you stand by, yeah. So you stand by your statement that you're saying I broke into your house and stole the seeds out of your mother's house.
I would say that no, that's incorrect. You went into my trailer and grabbed seeds.
Because actually they were in the trailer that you gave me full access to and said, hey, here's the collection. If we're doing breedings, if you need the seed out of here, you grab what you need. And I never touched them until Mr. Happy asked you for them back, and I specifically called you on vacation and said, bro,
I never gave anybody.
Are you giving these seeds back?
Not only called you, but texted you to let you know that he was getting my seeds.
See that I don't. I don't.
Bro, I know that
I
because
can't
he
break into a trailer
specifically,
that's not
be,
locked
be,
either.
I know that specifically because to make sure that I knew that he wasn't doing anything wrong, because at that point, and Leo, I mean, no disrespect, bro. At that point, he was a little timid to make sure that he wasn't doing anything wrong, to make sure that he wasn't stepping on anybody's toes. He actually texted me a screenshot of you replying to him texting you that he was going to get the seeds that I asked you for, and you saying, okay, cool.
Would you mind sending me that text? I would love to see that because I don't remember anybody into my house when I was on vacation.
Yeah,
That
absolutely, bro. It may take me a day or two because it's in my old phone and I had to recharge it, but absolutely, it's still there. I have no problem doing
Yeah,
again,
I still have
what
it
was
still up.
taken. Hold on a second. What was taken was all of the seeds, not the four that you want back.
there.
All of them.
There was never any stipulation on four, bro. I don't know where that's coming from, and I
There,
don't mean that to create further conversation, but
it's
there
in
was
the.
never there,
It's in
dude.
the.
The text that are had that there are screenshots of. I specifically asked you, can I have the seeds that I gave you back? And I specifically said, anything that you want to keep, anything that you have intention to breed with, and I said, I reiterated multiple times,
Yes, you.
because I said, bro, anything that you really want to keep it. But anything that you don't have intention on getting too soon, anything that you're not worried about, I'd like to have back. And you specifically said, absolutely, they were yours to begin with.
1000% agree on that piece. I disagree with you communicating with me whether I was on vacation. I would not have let anybody into my house, especially if we were in the middle of breaking. And this wasn't my house. This was my camper, which was my home at the time because I had a situation actually at my house. So my camper wasn't locked. I didn't, Leo didn't call me to say, "Hey, buddy, I'm going to be going in your house. Is that cool?" No, no, bro, we're not friendly right now. It's not cool. That was that time, right, bro?
But
So
bro,
it's like,
I saw the text.
well, I don't care unless you can show that to me. Then at that point, then I would have to say, wow, fuck, I must have responded to something that I don't remember. But I'm very specific about that time frame. That I'm very positive that I said you can have your seeds back. I'm very positive about it being a few of them, not all of them. And then I am also very positive about what you said in whatever you're going to breed with, keep. And I'm like, cool, no problem. I want to keep these ones. And I didn't separate them. It was the whole bunch of stuff, all the gifts you gave me, everything that I could have just ran on my own time, all the stuff that, they had nothing to do with you breeding and getting them back. You asked for very specifically for a couple of them, and you're like, and if you wanted to give me back anything else, no problem. But it wasn't
Right,
all of them. And
right,
so,
right. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk over you, bro, but right. But that's the part that I think that I don't know if your memory is remembering it correctly or not, bro. But at that time, bro, I don't even think you realized that me and Leo had been talking on a regular basis for a while. I don't even think you realized that. I don't even think you realized that there were certain things in motion, that Leo was in the process of starting his own company and stuff like that. I don't even think you realized that. And I think that you knew, and this is the honest to God truth, bro. Take from from it what it is, man. But you know me, bro. You do know me. One thing can't nobody take from me, bro. I'm gonna tell the truth 100% 100%. Whether it makes me look bad, makes any look bad, buddy look bad, whatever, man. Because you remember I said this, dude, even to this day, even at us being ex-husband and ex-wife, man. One of the things that I fell in love with Erica about was her motive on lying, bro. There's no fucking point in lying. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Because all the time and energy that you spend maintaining a lie, you could have made the real thing a reality, and the truth is going to reveal itself in the end, anyways, bro. You know that about me. That's one of the things that you said that you respected about me. And
May
I
I?
think that and I think that you knew at the time that I planned on sharing those genetics back with you because I did. It wasn't until I was honest with you and I told you and you texted me and you were snapping off on Leo, calling him this and calling him that, and we're not even gonna get into it. And I straight out, again, honest, said, bro, if you're gonna be mad at somebody, be mad at me. Here's what happened. And I gave you the whole breakdown on what happened. And then I became your enemy. That's the moment that I became your enemy. And you specifically said that you are my enemy. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that was never the intent.
Well,
Like,
here's. I get that. I hear you. You know, you have to understand that Leo and I, at that point in this relationship, was completely sour. There was no way that I would let him into my place. I wouldn't have, at that point, trusted him. He would have had to call me personally and ask for permission to go into my property. Then I would have given him the right to go in there and specifically grab a couple of the packs that you wanted, or maybe the majority of them, for all what I know. But there was no call. There was no, hey, bro, heads up, I'm going in your property. You good with that? There was none of that. It was just you apparently talking to me on a text, if that happened. And again, I don't remember that. You'll have to prove that to me, which is fine if you can. But I wouldn't have said, hey, yeah, go ahead and let Leo go through my property. That's just, especially in that angered moment, they would be like, hell no, bro, you're fucking crazy. He ain't going in my house. That's what I would have said at that moment. And again, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not trying to say somebody's stealing anything anymore.
mhm.
I say that there was a line that was passed there, and I held you accountable for even being a part of that. To be honest with you, you hurt my feelings. It was
And I sincerely apologize in advance. I do. And I hope you hear that. I sincerely, Bo, Jr. Sincerely, sincerely. I don't know if you have or haven't. I'm not going to assume, but I really sincerely hope that you considered it worthwhile to take the time out of your day to sit down and listen to the spaces that Leo and I recorded, where we addressed all this. And if you haven't, I sincerely suggest that you do, because I addressed all of that and more. And I was 100% honest about everything, bro. Here's what I'm going to say. And again, I'm honest to a fucking fault. Okay? Flat out. Flat out, bro. Like, I was talking to both of y'all at the time. I was talking to both of y'all at the time on a regular basis. You and Leo. What it really came down to, what it really came down to was who did what they said that they were going to do. Who said that they were going to do what they were going to do? I never in 100,000 years wanted to end my friendship with you, just like I very much appreciated the friendship that I built with Leo. And at the time, Leo knew that I was still friends with you and talking to you on a regular basis. I hated that y'all were beefing with each other the way that you were. But I also saw things that nobody else saw on both sides. I'm not going to get into all that. I'm not going to air that out. But I was talking to him on a regular basis. I was talking to you on a regular basis. And I saw and heard everything from both sides. And we're going to leave it at that.
okay. Well, I have one more thing to address. So Ryan just said something, and he's got timelines off. So when Leo was working with me. He was employed with me. I was, doing some projects with him. He had permission to be at my property at those times. He actually supported me. He took care of my plants when I was gone. He did me a one up on that. Actually, that was not the same time. That was literally months before. Then again, Leo, next time if anything ever happens like that, please call me, bro. That's all I ask. If you would have called me and asked me, hey, bro, I'm about to go on your property. Is that cool? Alex said it was cool. Are we good? I would have been like, yeah, bro, I trust you, man. I mean, maybe at that point I wouldn't have said that because I was pretty mad at you at that point. But for the most part, my whole relationship with you has been fucking awesome. I love cooking dinner with you, bro. I love fucking having great times with you.
So did you tell David? You tell David that, hey, you were mad at me. Did you tell David, hey, Leo's not welcome here anymore?
No, I never told him that. Well, maybe I did after we had our massive argument.
Because he
And
was there that day. Like he was there that day. Like we were chilling that day. Like
well, I don't know. I don't know if I told him that
it wasn't.
because I was on
This was
vacation.
before the breakup, dude. Like this was before the breakup. I was literally still working on your plants. You know,
So
like
you're telling me you took those seeds at that time?
I didn't take
It
Yeah,
shit.
wasn't after our
I
breakup.
didn't
yeah.
take shit from you, bro. I didn't take anything from you, bro. I facilitated you giving back the seeds to Mr.
No,
Hemp.
what you're saying is that you went into the property when I wasn't there. Maybe my timeline is off.
Your th-
So,
your timeline is off, bro. And I'm sorry.
well,
I don't. No, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but your timeline is off, bro. Hold on. I'll let you talk in a minute. I'm sorry to talk over you, but no, this is the fucking important. Your timeline is off, bro, because the fact is that I asked you for my seeds back. Leo texted you and told you that he was getting my seeds back. And you said, cool. It was not until months, and I do mean months, plural, later, it was months later that I finally told Leo. He kept asking me. He said, "What do you want me to do with these seeds?" And I said, "Fuck! It looks like I'm not gonna be able to get set up anytime soon. So go ahead and pop them." And he popped them. He had already worked the super silver haze. He popped the AK, and as soon as he posted the AK, I'm not going to make any insinuations here or anything. I'm just literally telling the timeline factual. As soon as he started posting that AK, that is when you started texting him nonstop. That is when you texted me and you were like, yeah, he broke into my house, this and that. And I was like, this is what happened. That was months, plural, after he got the seeds from your trailer, bro. It was not immediate.
that,
It was not the next day. It was months after.
no, see, Leo, I apologize if that's the situation because we were good friends. You had access to my house. You had access to everything. I trust you with everything. No, with everything. If that was the situation, Leo, please forgive me. My timeline could have been off because I don't look at those seeds every day. I don't go in and check on my seeds and make sure they're all there every day. I just was going through them because I was about to go run some of them and I realized, what the fuck? All the fucking seeds are gone. And of course, I'm thinking, what the fuck? There's nobody who knows where my seeds are except for Leo. So of course I insinuate I just got back from vacation. We're in a fight. I'm thinking this motherfucker went in my house and stole some seeds, And again, that's what I was thinking, right? But if that happened months before, where we were all friendly and we were good, and you had permission to go into my house, fuck. Matter of fact, I told you to fucking stay the night if you wanted to. Fuck. We cooked dinners together. I had your wife at our house. We had your children there. We were buddies. We were homies. We were partners. We were building an empire together. If so, yes, you had access and friendly access. So if that happened during that time, but I was unaware because for some reason there was just a lot of shit going on.
Exactly.
One,
Your mind was elsewhere. Yeah.
yeah, my mind was
Your timeline got
completely
messed up,
elsewhere.
dude.
So if that happened like that, brother, now I really owe you an apology. And I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I believe that could have happened. I believe that could have happened.
Yeah, because if you
And
were on vacation, someone had to take care of
And
your plants, so otherwise they were going
and
to die. So you
and
wouldn't have enemy
and truth be and truth be told, bro, that's all that we've been trying to tell you this whole time, man. When the accusations of theft and all that came up, bro, we've literally just been trying to tell you, like, yo, man, like, there's a misunderstanding here. Like, the timeline is off, miscommunication is off. Like,
well, all I can say is that there was a lot of shit going on at that time. A lot of stuff, good and bad. A whole bunch of shit was going down. And I even was on vacation. I came back and I'm fucking ready to run some seeds. And I'm like, what the fuck? All my seeds are gone. Whoa, what the fuck? And I don't remember, you taking them for Alex, to be honest with you. Or for Mr. Happy. I don't recall that. But I do know that I wanted Alex to have those back. And if you grab them while we were on a friendly basis, I just wish I would have been more aware of it. I don't know why I wasn't aware of it. Maybe my head was in a fucking spin because of my vacation, my girl, my family situation, my living situation, my garden, my whole fucking thing. It was just like, whoa, everything was blowing up in a great way, but at the same time, it was blowing up in a bad way. So yeah, shit could have went down that way. Actually, I believe that timeline, and I believe that Leo. Now that I'm speaking with you, I don't believe that you would actually stole them from me. But at that moment, in that when we were upset with each other, maybe I was like, "Wow, this guy's fucking shady as fuck." That's what I was thinking. How could you go in my house without my permission? But now I'm like rethinking that whole process. If that happened a month or two before, we were homies back then. We were fucking blood brothers, and you would have never stole shit from me. I
Damn
would have
right.
trusted you with everything.
Damn right.
no, and that's what,
Said you could listen to my
and
wife and kids, bro.
right, and that's what I was saying, dude. Like, it was funny. But also, it wasn't funny, dude. Like, he was so like, and again, Leo, I mean no disrespect, bro. You know that, man. You know me, bro. But like, he was so timid at that time. Like, he did not want to step on anybody's toes. He did not want to be taken the wrong way. Like, he literally went out of his way to text me the screenshot of you replying, like, just so you know, man, I made sure he knew. Like,
Well, fair enough, guys. That's a thank you. Actually, I'm fucking net rumors. Thank you, rumors. I was mad at you for a second because I thought you were bringing up beef. Now I'm actually fucking super happy to hear all this news. So yes, Leo did not steal those seeds. He had permission to be in my property at that time. Um, he was my friend at that time. We were in great connection at that time, and I was also like that with Alex, with Mr. Happy, and you know who I am, Mr. Happy.
I do. I do, man, and you know who I am, man. Like, my shit ain't changed from jump one, bro. Like, at the end of the day, dude. Before I met Leo, before I even met you, dude. Like, my shit has not changed, man. Like, I've been dealt, or I was dealt an unfortunate hand on two fronts. Luckily now, and Leo knows this. Luckily now, I'm getting in a way better spot. I went from being the guy that needed help a lot to the guy that is helping a lot, you know. And but I just wanted everybody, dude, beyond all this shit, beyond my friendship with Leo, beyond my friendship with you, beyond any of my friendships with anybody, bro. Like, my story has never changed, bro. Never. I was very blessed. I had a very nice fucking collection. I lost a friend shortly after I lost all my life's work, and I was forced to rebuild, and I was reminded of how fucked up it is. The people locking down these strains, securing these strains out of nothing more than pride and greed. And I didn't want anybody else to go through that. For fucking fuck's sake, dude. It took me fucking almost 5 years, day and goddamn night. I mean, literally, like, searching the internet while I'm on the clock working to find the Black African Magic again. It took me fucking 4 years to find the Billy fucking Kimber. Do you know how mind boggling that is? It took me almost as long to find the Billy Kimber as it did to find the Black African Magic. Like, this shit is ridiculous, man. Like, strains that somebody created, okay, that's one thing. That's a breeder creation that they have the right to lock down. But these legendary strains, these heirloom strains, this should not be this hard for people who want to work with it, who possibly have medical needs, whatever it may be, to access it. And all I wanted is for nobody else to have to go through what I went through. And all I've ever wanted was to get that shit back out there. That's it. That's why can't nobody tell me that I had a stake in anything. Leo, tell me if I'm a lie. Tell me
I
if
mean,
I'm a lie, bro. I don't mean this to say anything. Tell me if I'm a lie.
you don't need.
Have I made one single fucking penny off Sanctuary Seed Bank?
Nope.
Listen,
Not one.
Alex, I'm not. I would never. I don't judge you like that, bro. My issue was that somebody went into my house without my permission. That was my biggest issue. That's what I thought was happening. I come back, my seeds are fucking gone. The reason why I totally believe that is because I don't check my fucking seed stash every day just to count all the beans. And let me check and see if these ones are here. I'm sure they're here, but I put them in a fucking storage room in the coldest part of the house, and I store them as best as I can. And yeah, they could have been gone a month ago. I just happened to go in there looking for them, and I'm like, what the fuck? And at that
And,
point, that was right when the blowout had happened, and
and,
I'm
and,
thinking, oh my fucking god, this. And again, Leo, forgive me, but I was thinking, oh my god, this motherfucker stole some shit out of my house, and that's how I was. It was going down in my head.
and I got you on that, and I hear you on that, and I accept that, and I accept that as your truth, and I forgive you for that. I do. I forgive you for that, bro. But th- this is where I got hurt, and this is where I got offended, bro, because I was like, come on, dude. Like, the one thing that you said about me all along that you respected about me, that you became a friend of me over, was that you appreciated my honesty. And I had no reason to tell you anything but the utter truth, man. That's why, if you remember, dude, if you noticed, dude, there was zero hesitation. It was instantaneous. As soon as you texted me, you're like, Leo did this and Leo did that. I was like, whoa, hold on, bro. Like, no, this is what happened, bro. I did this. This is what, like, I didn't, what would I say in the game by telling you that?
Listen, bro.
By,
At this point, it was me and Leo against each other, and my seeds are gone. So I gotta say that I put one and two together, going, "What the fuck?" And he's the only person who knows where they're at. You don't. You don't even live around. You fucking don't know shit about my house. Um, but Leo did, and so I just knew it was him for sure. But then I didn't realize that fuck, maybe the timeline's off. Maybe those were gone 2 months before, because I don't remember that at all. And again, it would have been nice to, I don't know, maybe being reminded, hey, I'm going to take these, and maybe you did. Fucking who knows? We had so many seeds, we had so many plants, we had so many projects going at the same fucking time. There was so many males, so many females, so many fucking. Oh my god! It was like so many packs were being sold. It was like this explosion of business. It was just this fucking incredible. We had so many testers coming in and out. It was just this whole fucking like whoa, you know. And yeah, so Leo, I owe you an apology. I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. Thank you.
Alex,
you know, Yo,
Did we lose him?
Give me a second. Uh, I owe you an apology too, bro.
you're all good, bro. Just know, man. Like at the end of the day, bro. Like, look, man. I'm not gonna take anything from you, bro. Everything that you said is true, bro. Did you help me when nobody else was there? Yes, 100 fucking %, bro. Did you help me more than anybody else did? Yes, 100%, bro. Did I consider you to be one of my best friends? Yes, 100 fucking %, bro. Leo knows that. Even I told him that, bro. I was talking to him about that for months. Again, months, plural. After you and I went back and forth in text, bro, I was like, I don't fucking understand, bro. Like, this was somebody that I could say, dude, I even said that on the fucking spaces that we did not too long ago. I was like, this is somebody that I literally considered to be one of my best fucking friends, bro. This is somebody that I would have stood in front of a bullet for, bro. Like, you know me. That's who I am as a fucking man, bro. That's who I am as a person, dude. I'm a fucking Taurus slash Gemini, born under a fucking goddamn Aries moon in the fucking Anubis. Like, all my signs say I'm loyal to a fucking fault. I'm a fucking protector of the people that I love. Like, once I
Well,
give a fuck, I really give a fuck, and I gave a fuck, bro. And I still would like to give a fuck. So that's why it hurt me. I was like, why? I was honest. I was real. I was
that,
real. I was straight out. But I
listen,
forgive you.
it was a rough time. There was some timelines that were miscommunicated. I didn't hear that. I heard anger in my head because I was, and then I also felt like you kind of betrayed me. You went on the other side. You were going to befriend Leo, and I thought, and this is just kid shit, right? It sounds like fucking
Exactly.
high
Exactly. I'm
school.
so I'm so I'm so sorry, bro. Exactly. It's kid shit, bro. Why can't I be friends with him and friends with you?
You
This is
can totally,
not fucking high school. It doesn't matter if y'all like each other or not, bro. I can like both of y'all. The fuck?
yeah, no, I get it, bro. Let me finish my sentence on that one
Go
though.
ahead. Go ahead.
So,
I'm sorry.
so you know, when you get somebody's back at the highest levels, you expect them your back at the highest levels. If I have an enemy, in some ways, I expect you to be having an enemy with me. It's kind of like if I'm at a bar fighting with somebody and I've been protecting you the whole fucking time, I expect you to fight with me, and not somebody you just met through me, right? So I thought that loyalty, I deserved it more than he did at that time, right? Now this is again just personal stuff. This is something I'm grateful that we get to talk about. Um, but again, that's how I think. I'm old school like that. So now, if things were miscommunicated, I'm very very sorry. Honestly, I missed you guys a lot, and it sucks that shit went down the way it did. I don't think you guys are bad guys. I don't think Leo and I had some weird communication at the end. That's just again weird shit that happens between people that aren't communicating. His communication style and mine didn't match at the end. But in the beginning, it was fucking amazing. Um, and then you and I communicated for many fucking years, perfectly. Matter of fact, there was no issues ever. So when I saw that, I was like, dude, you can't be that guy that you would fucking just switch on me like that. You got to fucking hear what my side of the story is. And I just, at this point, apparently you had built a relationship with Leo, and that's fine. And I totally see the kid in my inner child. I see the inner child in me. I see the wounds that I have. I see all of that right now. This is what cannabis is about. You asked a question about what cannabis is about. This is cannabis,
Yeah, but can I be really real with you, bro?
of course, brother.
Are you sure?
If it ain't as real as it gets right now, I don't know what to tell you, bro. So
Okay,
you might.
because we're way past the point of tiptoeing around shit. Now we're into the real. Now we're having a conversation as three dudes that used to be really close fucking friends. I used to be really close friends with you. You used to be really close friends with Leo. Me and Leo are really close friends. So one way or another, like it or not, we're all very closely tied to each other. So now comes the point to drop the ego, drop that, drop the pride. Not even think about the fact that this shit's being recorded. Not even think about the fact that anybody else is going to hear this and just literally fucking talk, which is what I do. That's really being fucking real. So, talking to you really real, bro, at the end, there close to the end, your communication was fucked up with everybody, bro. With me, with Leo, with everybody. I don't know what the fuck you were going through. I wish I did. I wish you had communicated better. I wish that I could have been there for you more as a fucking friend. But you were not communicating, bro. You weren't. You just weren't. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry that there were things that were said that you don't remember. I'm sorry that there were things that said that you mistook. I'm not saying that sarcastically. I'm not saying that demeaningly. I'm saying that sincerely, and I hope that you can hear that. But you were not communicating well. And that was a part of the reason why me and Leo bonded. That was a part of the reason why me and Leo talked more. Because at that point, he considered you a friend. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. I considered you a friend. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And we both were trying to figure out what the fuck was going on with our friend. And in that, we developed a friendship. And I think that's where this all went wrong is that you had a friend in Leo and you had a friend in me. And then all of a sudden you saw us develop a friendship. And then, as you stated, you did not understand the timeline. You did not put the pieces together. And you realized that Cedar were gone. You didn't realize how long they were gone. And then you just saw two people that previously weren't friends being friends. And you automatically equated it to betrayal. And that was not the fucking case.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah,
It's
I'm guilty of doing stuff like that, man. Like thinking before I
fucking me.
speak. You know, like I'm definitely guilty. Sorry, I
Fucking
didn't want to butt in, but I just want to add that I'm too guilty of doing the same thing.
Respect. We're human.
well, it's interesting because everybody has a life path. Everybody has. I've got involved with some real slimy people in this industry. Been betrayed before. I don't need to mention names, but there's been some weird shit that's gone down, and everybody already knows. Anybody who knows me knows those people. And then, I also, you made posts to Mr. Happy that I saw that kind of hurt my feelings as well when you're saying that these guys don't like me, this doesn't like me, this guy didn't like me. I'm like, that those guys were in the wrong. You know, those are the idiots that were part of this whole mess. Kentucky Organics, give me a break. I mean, that he was just a joke. And he came over friendly and he ended up being an enemy. And I'm like, dude, you got some issues. And everybody knows that. It's not just me. And then AK Bad Brains, I mean, no disrespect to him. He's probably not even alive right now. I don't even know what's going on with him. But, he did call me. And I think it was because he called me out on not being able to breed with his stuff after we had purchased. And I was like, dude, you're a fucking joke. We purchased it. We can breed with it. But I think he just realized that he thought I was part of this blue sky bullshit. And I had already cut that guy off. And Blue Sky, again, if you know that guy, it's a whole nother story. We'll just keep going for another podcast. But um, that whole drama went down. I finally realized the truth there. I had a talk with Top Dog today out of everybody and had to apologize to him. So today's been a big day of like fucking confession, apologizes, realizations. I mean, again, this is a fucking beautiful moment. It's a humbling moment. It's a beautiful moment. I can't say that I'm the only guy who is, I don't want to say wrong or right. There's stuff that's happened to create all these environments, and I'm just going to take my responsibility in this. There was a lot going on.
No,
You
and that's dope,
started,
man.
yeah, Imagine your whole garden disappearing, your whole fucking work disappearing. Imagine everything that you worked on for fucking years disappearing overnight.
I hear that, and here's where I'll give you acknowledgement, man. And I mean this sincerely, and Leo, no matter what, bro, I hope you agree with this sentiment, and I'm confident that you will. I give you nothing but absolute credit and absolute respect for what you are doing right now. That shows the most maturity, the most intelligence as a man and as a human being to be willing to truly communicate, which more and more every day is becoming a lost art, along with common sense and all that other bullshit. To actually know how to properly communicate, to have a two-way conversation, to listen and speak, to receive and give, and in such to learn truth on all sides. Because you've heard me say this jokingly multiple times throughout the years, and it's funny, but as with all comedy, what makes comedy great is that it's funny, but it's also real. It also makes you think. It also makes you go, ha ha, ah, fuck. You know, is that this is what cannabis is supposed to be. If we're not smoking shit, if we're not growing shit, that puts us at a place to where we can be a higher evolved human being, to where we can let our fucking pride drop for a few minutes to actually communicate whether we like each other, whether we agree with each other or not, to have a civil fucking conversation. Is our weed actually even worth fucking talking about? Like, you can brag all you want. Your shit can be the frostiest shit in the world. It can be oh man, it's this time, this, it tested this. I don't give a fuck about none of all that. What does it do for you to better you as a human being?
Amen.
Well, this conversation has definitely bettered me as a human being. I'll tell you that much. Thank you guys for holding space for me.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Yeah, we've been going like an hour and 35 minutes here. So, yeah, I mean, I guess if you guys want to wrap this up, if you want to, Leo, you want to give a shout out there, you like post your seed bank and stuff. So same thing for you, Jr. And Mr. Happy. If you got anything going, you can shout that out right now too.
Awesome. Thank you,
Yep.
bro. Yeah, man. Check us out. My website is sanctuaryseedbank.com. You can also find us on wallapiniseedbank.com, worldwide credit card accepted. And you can also find me on Strainly. Hit me up on IG, Sanctuary Seed Bank Official, and you can find me on X, Sanctuary Seed X. Appreciate that, brother.
I want to acknowledge that Leo has some fucking fire. He knows what he's doing. If you buy from him, you're getting good shit. I've seen it. I've grown it. We smoked it. We had fun ass stories together. My website is oldschoolchronic.com. And, just I've redone a lot of it. I got to redo it all over again because I want to make sure it's right. So a lot of strains are off right now, but I'll be fixing a lot of that and then getting some new strains on there. I have a whole collection of stuff that I want to put on, and I'm really looking forward to rehealing the community together. I know that my side of the people love me for what I've done for them. Your side loves you for everything that you've done for them, but I want both sides to love each other. I don't want any enemies here on either side. There's been a lot of too many enemies already in the community, too many weirdos here that do hurt us, and I'm grateful that at least we got to fix this and heal it instead of hurt it. So with that said, thank you guys. You guys are fucking the champ. Really, seriously, thank you, Leo. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Tony, and thank you for and the Chronic family and everybody out there who is listening. And yes, Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Rumors. Anybody who is in the chat room as well. Appreciate you guys pushing us forward. Sometimes you just got to get pushed forward, and then you get to grow.
Oh,
Respect.
all right. Well, you got anything going on there, Alex?
Nah, man, I'm
Just chilling, huh?
I'm just me, bro. I'm
Right
the
on.
same person I've always been, man. The only thing I say, bro, fucked up, man. I had this conversation with Leo the other day, man. I'll keep it short. I had this conversation with Leo the other day. Leo, you remember this? You were talking about conversations with certain big breeders in the community who breed what most people consider to be hype and shit like that. And you remember what I said, dude? I said, bro, I'm at a point in my evolutionary process in this shit, man. Fuck all the dumb shit, bro. It's not about all that, bro. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't care if you like autos, if you like hype shit, if you like old school shit. I don't give a fuck if you grow in soil, hydro, cocoa, under LED, HPS. I don't give a fuck, bro. The people who are doing the shit the right way for the right reason, we need to learn to stand beside each other, bro. We're grown ass motherfucking people. I'm saying people because it's not just men in this goddamn community, it's women too. We're grown ass fucking people, bro. This ain't high school, man. It don't matter if you like alternative and I like hip hop and you like this and I like that.
Yep.
Who are the real ones and who are the fake ones, man? Like, we can like different shit, we can have different perspectives, man. But if we're doing the real shit, we gotta learn to stop tearing each other fucking down.
Got that right, man. Got that right.
And that's where I stand at the end of the day.
Right on. That's a good one to end on. I like that. I really appreciate it, guys. All right. I mean, anytime we can have either one of you guys back as a guest, I'd love to, man. We can sit and talk about different strains, or I can have each one on separate, so you guys can talk about whatever your specialties are, or whatever. But you guys are more than welcome to come back anytime.
Well, I hope that we can all. If now I actually feel like maybe a friendship could be restarted on many levels. So hopefully we can all communicate later on.
Yep.
I wish Alex you were in town. We'd have lunch together and just squash all this shit personally. But thank you guys. Appreciate your time. I'm gonna go get some ice cream.
All right. Yeah, you guys have a good one. Just make sure you follow the prompts on the end there so we can make sure it all records and stays safe.
There's a recording prompt here that we need.
It should, when I stop it, it should say something. All right, guys, you guys have a good one.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks again, brother.
Yep.